long cultural route and walking trail starting from Rome, Italy, passing the Balkans, including Albania and Greece, and arriving to Turkey until Antalya and Sparta on the Lycian Way. We are going to be mainly working on the Lycian Way and Via Egnatia on the Via Eurasia.
We are a bit like Via Eurasia, like each element of it can represent a certain country, a certain quality that someone can experience walking or traveling through.
Who are you? I don't know.
We will be using different artistic methodologies to look from a different perspective towards these cultural roots. Tamam, anlaştık. O zaman Demre'ye gidiyoruz. Şeyin oraya yani, zaten müzenin oraya. Tamam anlaştık. Tamam, hadi görüşürüz. Bay bay. My name is Serra. I work as the head of the Turkey programs at Mitost, which is a non-governmental network organization based in Berlin. In this project, Mitost plays the role of the main implementing body, who invited also different partners from its alumni of a cultural exchange program called Tandem. Namely Open Studio Art Society Lublin, in order to provide their expertise in artistic facilitation, and Tirana Express as Eurasia representative in Albania. In July, we have conducted field trips to the 3 countries which are on the Via Eurasia, meaning Turkey, Greece, and Albania.
It's the beginning of that journey. I'm so excited and so happy.
We did this field visit together with the main coordinating partners from Mitost and CRS, Cultural Roots Society, as well as the artists who will conduct the workshops and the performance events in this project.
We're right in the middle of Lycia, halfway around the coast on the Lycian Way between Fethi and Antalya, at a place called Demre. Grave down there, I don't know whether you can see it, just down there.
I'm looking for place which I can be in communication with, like these towns in archaeological zone in the museum. Sometimes are very silent, but sometimes are like talking to you and saying lots of stories, and I'm looking for these stories.
In the field visits, we always had the 2 localities to try to understand which can be the best location to have different, basically, inspirations of these layers that we have been talking about. The layers meaning we talk about like heritage, we talk about the history, we talk about the local stories and traditions, as well as also the contemporary issues. In the project, we were also focused on the sound of nature, surroundings, and inhabitants. Since this project based on site-specific performance works, it was valuable to shed light also on the perspective of sound. During the field trips and workshops, sounds of the surroundings were also captured all the time. And before we arrived to the workshops, these captured sounds were turned into soundscapes to guide participants to connect with the surroundings in the level of hearing.
So beautiful and so big.
In this project, we are gonna experience collaboration between cultural heritage and art. And this is gonna let us to make a relation between past and today with our bodily presence, bodily and mental presence, which we are gonna experience it with all our workshop participants. Çok yeriz. Bunun ıspanak gibi her şeyi yeriz.
Evet, aynen.
Ben öyle düşündüm. Hırvatistan'da ve şimdi Likya yolu için nasıl biz sanat ile başka bir şekilde bu bütün yoldan, bütün hikaye başka bir şekilde biraz değişik nasıl biz anlatabiliriz?
Hoş geldiniz. Buyurun.
Bir yıl boyunca desteklenecek bu proje. Başladı şu an maraton.
I'm Hüseyin Eryurt. I'm the project coordinator from Cultural Society, which is a non-government organization in charge of developing and promoting long-distance hiking routes. For the first time, we are trying to combine cultural archaeological heritage on our routes with contemporary art.
Ben Akdeniz'in doğusundan, siz batısından. Tam temiz hava. Tam böyle bir çıkaracağız ortaya.
Dans yapabilirim.
We believe that these kind of actions are innovative ways to valorize cultural heritage, bringing added value to the present and past lives on our routes.
Güzel bir stresimizi atlayabiliriz.
Pardon.
So these are the waterfalls.
In Greece, our two locations visited were the town of Edessa. And in Edessa, there are waterfalls and an ancient town, as well as the current contemporary town of Edessa. As for the second location, we were mainly exploring the cultural assets in the city of Thessaloniki. Finally, in Albania, the two locations visited were the town of Durrës, where there is both an amphitheater and a forum in the middle of the town, and Elbasan.
Welcome in the amphitheater. Thank you.
Hair of Venice.
Hair of Venice. Yes, it was you, your grandmother.
No. This is.
That means it's clean water.
I'm searching the plants near this zone, ancient zone, and for example, I found this in the Edessa, and now we are in amphitheater. I'm finding the connections and similarities and the difference between the plants, all those places. So we will search what is common and what is not anymore.
And in Elbasan, we are mainly in the castle, in the streets of the castle, like within the walls of the castle.
Welcome to the first day, second round of the workshop testimonies of songs on the Via Eurasia in Denver.
A new task for me too.
I love to do some stuff with my body.
During the open call, we have aimed to call for up to 20 participants. And these 20 participants are coming from totally different profiles. We didn't expect them to have any prior experience in the performing arts, but the motivation actually to use a different tool to understand this whole content of this project. That is why there are like people with the archaeology background, history background, as well as like cultural managers from different NGOs, but also visual artists, as well as local participants from the villages nearby these localities. The soundscape installations, these and more, will be also available online on the Via Eurasia app with their location information so that they can be experienced further.
Okay, and then we have like many sides of our body, like you can give on the back. So now that you're down, I want you all give the stones through the legs. Give the stones through the legs. As an artist who works with the body and voice in usually nature and site-specific area, I will try to contribute, and I hope with my colleagues we can contribute in narrations and explanations of the area, not only via historical level, but also through a kind of a personal, collective dimension of what we are, basically. We will try to answer the question who we are, what we are in the present time, and what we kind of inherited and how can we pass it on. Okay, we'll continue. So we formed one first our scene, group scene for the show. Congratulations.
Sevindik yani değişik değişik insanlarla tanıştığımıza, kendi ufkumuzun açıldığına, güzel bir hayat varmış yani yaşantı değişik değişik yaşantılar. Birbirimizi anlayamasak bile yabancılarla, beden diliyle, telefonlarla bir şeylerle anlaşmaya çalışıyoruz. Yani güzel bir şey yani seviyoruz bu işi yapmayı, yeni yeni insanlarla tanışmayı seviyoruz.
Give all your weight to the. All we have our bodies, and I will start from this point, from communication by our body and understanding ourselves by exercises with body conscious. Yes, you can go down and there.
Anyone wants to try?
We try to analyze this object in other way.
And please, tomorrow is really the most important day in creation, your individual actions.
I will imitate with my mouth and a sound.
And at the same time we have the disintegration of history going on here.
Feel that you're like, ah!
Her şey burada. Sen varsın, senin varlığın var, şu ip var. Malzemenin olanaklarına bak mesela. Merhaba tekrar, ayaklarınıza sağlık, hoş geldiniz.
Aslında en önemli kısmı da mekana özgü geliştirildi bütün içerik. Yani Andriyake, bulunduğumuz yerle alakalı bütün çalışmalar.
Performansları aslında onlarla birlikte bir yolculuk gibi beraberinde yürüyerek şahitlik edeceğiz.
Açık mekana çıkmak, insanlarla etkileşim halinde olmak, mekanı tanımak, mekanla iletişime geçmek, bunlar kişisel olarak bana fayda sağladı. Hem sanat, hem tarih, hem lokal insanlarla olan etkileşim, iletişim oldukça etkileyici. Bu projenin bir parçası olmak önemli ve keyifliydi.
Roma, Roma, Roma, Roma, Roma, Roma, Roma, Roma.
Ben yoktum. İleriye vardı. Ben görmedim. Annem de görmedi. İncir gördü.
Whole workshop was for me really interesting experience because it is about the old cities which I was studied only with books, and that's it. And now I can see it, feel it, like smell it, and do in that old cities, in that particular one, for a long time. This is a really good experience for me.
Another importance of this action is the involvement of local villagers as active performers in the event. During the field visits and workshops, we collected their stories, traditions, and even tools that they use in their daily lives.
Bu ellik. Buna biz ellik deriz. Bu da orak.
This is going to be an experimental action which will result as a mutual learning for the local villagers as well as the participants.
Develerle harma yerine çekiyoruz.
O yayık benim için çok değerli. Nereden baksak 45 yaşında o gördüğümüz aparat. Ben 10 yaşında onda ayran dövmeye başladım, yoğurt. Farklı kişilerle tanıştık, sosyalleştik. Yani bir sokağa çıkmaya sıkılan bir kişilerdik biz önce köylü olarak. Böyle bir işe başlayınca tabii bizde özgüven getirdi.
Sosyalleştik, insanları gördük. Toplumla daha çok şeylerle karşılaştık. Yani bizi gözle görülür çok değerli şeyler kattı bizlere.
So the daily program is always we start around 10 and we end around 4. Eva, Pavel and Emrah who will lead us throughout this journey in Elbasan.
That we can be with ourselves inside.
They were going together. Right, but just walk. We will this feeling.
In Albania, we will be working in a neighborhood which is located inside the former fortresses of Elbasan.
It's been a pleasure being part of Performative Journey, Fortress Laboratory in Elbasan, as here passes Via Egnatia, one of the oldest Roman routes. I'm thrilled because we've experienced a lot and we made it to revitalize cultural life in this city.
Also to be in kind of communication, but not by physical action, but by intention.
We would be very excited if we could try here by sitting an intimate voice exercise. We try to express by pushing this emotion into those sounds or humming or whatever it comes to.
I've seen a couple, but I don't remember them well. It was really interesting.
Today, out of Elbasan, today we are here and we will explore another places, more with landscape and this natural structure, organic structures.
Also with smells and view.
On the riverbank of Shkumbin River.
Ka shumë murat të tilla kjo zonë.
Sa ka atje
Nuk është vetëm kjo. Sa ura ka.
So they're saying in the structure of the bridge, like the cement is with goat hair, so it's stronger. And there are many bridges built like that. Yeah, so interesting. I didn't know.
We are curious if you have some games that you played here when you were
Keni luajtur ju kur keni qenë fëmijë?
Ja,
We
kështu.
need one like this.
Small.
Kështu e madhe dhe bëm kështu.
Duhet t'i tre, kaç?
Tre apo katër?
Tre, tre. Apo katër?
Katër sol.
Katër. Opa, mi.
Edhe do rish kështu. Po s'unë e bëj dhe unë mojven. Po s'unë kaloj.
It's
okay, it's okay if you are out.
When we visited Mirak, the small village, and interacting with the villagers there, talking about their childhood, these perspectives are completely unique, and I never would have had them had we not visited these places.
Çok iyi arkadaş. Çok iyi
Bu projenin benim için en can alıcı noktası belki de yerel kültür ile ilişkilendirilme şekli. Çünkü orada zaten var olan hikayeyi, oradaki tarihi, doğayı belki de gözlemleyerek kendi süzgecinden geçirerek bedensel ve performatif bir şekilde yeniden üretip bunu oraya armağan ediyorsun. Bu şekilde de orada var olan kültürü ve kültürel mirası pekiştiriyorsun ve buna dikkat çekiyorsun. Bence bu projenin en can alıcı noktası bu olsa gerek.
Elbasan i bukur, Elbasan.
So welcome everyone. Here on the second stage of our project. The day after tomorrow we move to Greece with the whole team, meeting new participants and having a completely new experience. Let's get it started, our journey together.
Elbasan i bukur, Elbasan. Gangan da hayde, gandan ştipoya. Elbasan i bukur, Elbasan.
When I found out that it was going to be in the castle, I was very interested because I've never been inside, and I didn't know that there was this whole place inside the castle with the passages and the streets and people living here. I didn't know that. I was very surprised. We did this little plays in different streets here. I found out that these passages and streets were all connected to each other. I didn't know that. I really thought it was like a labyrinth. But it all made sense, and I found out a new way to penetrate into the castle and in and out, so it was very eye-opening for me. I liked it.
Careful.
Yok. Köşk pipesin geçer.
500 years. The house is very old. 500 years.
Did you see her here?
One, two,
Three.
it's
It's from Thessaloniki.
From Thessaloniki.
Hello, Nicola.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dedicate this moment those who don't feel that belong to any castle.
Eurasia!
I'm late.
Eurasia!
I'm late.
Eurasia!
I'm really late.
Eurasia!
I'm late.
Eurasia!
In Greece, we will be working in Edessa, in the city of Edessa, where there is the archaeological site of the ancient Edessa, as well as the natural heritage waterfall parks.
But this is kind of like a little bit prototyping an artistic event on these routes.
We will offer you some exercises.
We are here in Edessa city, famous all over Greece for its waterfalls. It is called the waterfall city. Through this project, what I have managed to see is a totally different perspective about this city. It was an open air in industry over here. The water was used in a very sustainable way. We can see all the industries, we can see some past installations like destroyed clubs and bars and other things. We can see amazingly beautiful industries and industrial buildings from a totally different time. And all this becomes somehow alive through this project, this artistic project.
And also here it's a part of cultural heritage. These are dry wall stone formations, and we have them all the way from all the Mediterranean countries. A golden thread. You can keep the sensation. You can follow what is happening.
This experience in particularly gave me the possibility to be more observative, to give attention to the places, the smell, the sound, the people of the places, listening to them, their stories.
Very interesting way of highlighting the absurdity of rubbish, the absurdity of abandoned places being left for years in natural environments.
We will go to the Arch Bridge.
Okay.
And there I'll take you see where the two riverbeds connect.
The mentality is same. Go and add yourself to the place. Then we are gonna wait as a sculpture. It's gonna help us to understand our body limits, focus. At least 20 minutes we are doing.
Coming to Edessa, to this region, which has incredibly ethnically mixed, which is both Greek and Slavic speaking at the same time, which has contains in its essence the issue of the Southern Balkans. For me, it's very important.
Να πω ότι ο λόγος για τον οποίο επιλέχθηκε η Έδεσα.
Let's get it started.
Idor. Edessa. I knew a few things about Edessa, and with this project I just widen my knowledge, and especially I feel that we have the tendency just to know that there is a landscape there, there is a history, and we forgot to communicate. Culturally and also from the perspective of arts, we can communicate with the space and create and again reflect what happened to the past, but also to the present and to the future.
Hepimiz için de çok farklı bir tecrübeydi. Demre'de ağırlıklı olarak tabiat ve kültür varlıkları varken mesela şu an bulunduğumuz Edessa'da buna ilave olarak bir de endüstriyel miras vardı ki Avrasya yolu üzerindeki bu farklı katmanları göstermesi açısından da büyük önem taşıyordu yapılan etkinlikler. Hem katılımcılar hem bizler rota yöneticileri hem de izleyiciler için farklı bir algı kanalı açtığını düşünüyorum yaptığımız çalışmaların.
The most precious experience after all these 3 editions, like bringing our performative journey to the end in practice, was definitely collaborating with so many different individuals who are also experienced and very beginners. It broadened my practice in a way that I learned. I had a unique chance to do it in very different locations and to see how to bring people kind of together.
Live art, performance art has this special power to encourage people and to let them express themselves better, easier, and this is something important.
Ve geldik yolun sonuna. Sanırım biraz karmaşık duygular içerisindeyim. Hem yorgunum ama aynı zamanda çok mutluyum. Çok doğru bir iş yaptık ve bu yüzden çok tatminkar duygularla eve doğru yol alıyorum ve anlıyorum ki bu proje, bu yol burada bitmedi, devam edecek.
We dreamed up the project and named it Performative Journey. This pilot project showed that cultural roots of Europe are not just the infrastructure for a journey through a landscape, but also the means to access layers of history and culture. We have the desire to continue this legacy on different routes and continue our journey by performing it.
Oh my God, this Turkish was documented.